Hi guys, Nikhil here. Welcome to Salesforce Troop. And today we're gonna learn a very interesting topic that is Salesforce integration with Node.js. And many people ask me on LinkedIn, like, can you make a video on this topic? So I am here with this topic. So let's see today's agenda. So today we're gonna learn how to set up the Node.js project and install the packages. Then we'll create an Express server, and after Express server, we'll create our first API in Express server. And after that, we'll see how to create the .env file and set and load the environment variables. After that, we'll generate the security token. Once the security tokens is available, then we use the JS Force library to connect with Salesforce. And after that, we'll write a SQL query to fetch the data from Salesforce, and we'll show the data on the screen. This is the agenda for today's session. And before going forward to our coding, I'll just give you a brief introduction like what all the libraries we're gonna use in this project. So we're gonna use three library. First one is Express. Express is a modular web framework for Node.js, and it is used for easier creation of web application and services. And Express is the one of the most popular web framework of Node.js. There are other as well, but Express is the most popular one. Then we have JS Force library, that is the heart of this project, like which allow us to connect with the Salesforce, and it gives us the access to various APIs provided by Salesforce in asynchronous JavaScript function calls. And then third library that we're going to use is .env. Without this also you can build this project, but this is the preferable and the right approach, and it helps in storing configuration in the environment separate from code. It loads environment variable from .env file. So let's go to our VS Code and start setting up our project. So I am in my VS Code. I have opened an empty folder, and my folder name is Node.js Salesforce integration. So go to the terminal and click on new terminal. So here is our terminal. Let's zoom a little bit. And first of all, we need to create the package.json file, that is the configuration file for our project, or the entry point for our project, you can say. So to create it, you need to type npm init. And if you just type npm init and hit enter, it will ask you some series of questions regarding what's your project name, what's the description, what's the keyword, who was the author, what's the author name, what's the license. But if you don't want to go through those process, just say npm init minus y, and it will generate the default package.json with the default settings or default parameters in that json. So it takes the name as the folder name, version 1.0.0, description empty, main index.js, script with the test, keywords empty, author empty, and license ISC. So right now we are not going too much into this, but you can see package.json file has been created under our folder. So our package.json is ready. So now we'll go and install the packages that is required for our project. So to install the packages, we're gonna write npm install package name. First one is Express, then space. You can give the second package name SF Force, JS Force, sorry, and the third one is .env, and give hyphen hyphen save so that it gets saved in our project under the dependency. If you want to make it as a dev dependency, then you can give hyphen hyphen dev hyphen save, but that's not required for this particular project. And hit enter. So now our all packages are installed. In the package.json, you can see the three libraries and their corresponding versions are available. And the packages are available under the node modules, and the log file is generated that gives the exact version number. So now let's create the first file, that is our entry file, index.js, where we're gonna write our code, and our index.js is ready. So First, we'll see how to set up the Express server, and it's very easy. Import the Express, and for import, we'll use require Express. So here, what we are doing is we are grabbing the Express module from the package we have installed, and after that, we'll call the Express module, and this function gets called up and stored in the app. And then after that, we're gonna do create the port on which we want to run our server. So I'll say const port 3001. It can be any. So I have given 3001. You can give 8000, 8001, 3000. And I'll spin up our server and say app.listen. So we are saying to the app, once the server runs, listen port. Port is nothing, the port number. And once the server is ready, just print the message in the console. The second argument is the callback function, and we'll say console.log server is running at http colon local host, and we'll say port. So this is how we create our Express server, and let's start the server and see if it's running or not perfectly. To start the server, you just need to write node space index.js, and our server is running. But right now we are not showing anything or returning anything from the server, so we can't see anything right now. So let's start writing our first API in Express. So by default, the easiest method in the API is the get method. So we'll say app.get, and the path is slash. It means that by default, when you go to this localhost 3001, it should trigger this API. The second parameter is a callback function, and the callback function is in two parameter. First is the request, the second is the response. And we're gonna say the response, once the server or the clients hit this URL slash, then you just response and send them back Salesforce integration with Node.js. What we're gonna do is, as soon as we hit the URL in the browser, we'll send this string to the client machine or to the browser, and it print on the screen. Okay, so let's stop our server and run it again. Now our server is running. Just copy paste this URL and go to the browser and hit paste and hit enter. Now you can see, I just zoom it. Now you can see our server is sending the response and we are printing on the browser. So our first API is done. Our Express server is running totally fine. So the next step is to connect with the Salesforce. So I'll go back to my VS Code. So before connecting, we need some credential like username, password, and security tokens. And it's always recommend to keep your secret secret key details and secret credential in a separate file and never pushed into the code. So the same thing we're gonna do now. We are not gonna push our code, or we're not gonna write our secret things in the index.js, and for that we're gonna create a new file .env. So this file generally we never push to the GitHub or to our source or Git repository. We just keep it separately, and during the time of, like, while deploying a server to Heroku or AWS or Google Cloud, we explicitly use this file and set up the environment variable there. So what all the environment variable we are looking for? First is Salesforce login URL, like what's the default URL for our org. Then we are looking for Salesforce username. These names you can give anything that you want, but I am giving sf underscore. Then we need a Salesforce password, and then I need Salesforce token. These details are required to connect your Salesforce with Node.js, and we know the URL, the login URL is very simple. That is https login.salesforce.com, and the username is the username of your developer org, or if you are connecting it with your production or any other org. So my username is nickui developer@tab.com. Then the password of this org, so it's test@1 2 3 4. And then we need the Salesforce token. So let's see how we can generate the security token. So go to your Salesforce org, go to this view profile icon on the right top corner and click on settings, and on the right side you will able to see a reset my token option on the left side. And if you click on this, it will ask you, like, you can click here and reset your token. There will be a button available. So reset security token, if you click here you will get a security token on your registered email ID. So if I go to my Gmail, you will see some security token like this. Copy this and go back to your Visual Studio and paste it. Now your security token is ready, password is ready, username is ready, and login URL is ready. Let's go back to index.js and see how we can use this. So we are storing the data in the .env file, and to fetch these details to our index.js, we need another file that we have installed, that is .env. So we'll go to our index.js and we'll first bring these details. So I already created Salesforce login URL, username, password, and Salesforce token, and you can access that using process.env. And to use this process.env, you need to first import our .env module that we have installed .env, and you need to call the config function. So we are saying require .env and call the config function. I can move it to the top here so that it's pretty clear like what we are doing. On the top we are doing imports, then we are bringing the details, credentials, and now we have everything ready to connect with Salesforce. So let's import our main library, that is JSForce. So I'll say const JSForce require, and importing the JSForce library that gives us the power to connect with Salesforce. And so first we're gonna create the instance. So I'll say const connection equal to new JSForce dot connection, and in this connection we are saying initiate a connection, and the login URL for that connection should be the URL that we are storing in our env file, that is sf login URL, and we are creating an instance of it. So now our connection is done, suppose, and it's stored in a con variable. Now that using this instance, we're gonna say connection dot login. Now we are calling the login method, and to call the login, what we're gonna do here is we need to first pass the username. Like we go to the salesforce.com, we have to enter the username and the password. So first parameter is username. The second parameter is password plus security token. Just remember this, it's a plus. So Salesforce second argument we are passing not only password but the combination of password and token. So it start first generating the connection, then it's initiate the login. So once the login is done, it will come back the response in the callback, that is a second parameter, and it will bring either the error or the user info. So we'll say if error comes, just console dot error. We're just consoling that error, and you can say else console dot log. By default, it will bring us the user info like the ID of the user or the user organization ID. So we'll print that ID. Okay. So we'll say user ID, and the user ID will be user info dot ID. And similarly, we can print the organization ID as well. So I can say org ID, and that comes under the user info dot organization ID. So our connection is ready. So our connection is ready. Our login functionality is ready. So once the server runs from the top to bottom, start parsing, it initiate the connection, then it initiate the login. If it's success, it prints some user ID and org ID in our console. So let's stop our server and run it again. And it throws an error. .env is not defined. So .env should be in the quotes. Let's run the server again. Now you see here, it's printing our user ID and the org ID. So it means the connection established successfully. Now we able to connect and bring the user info of the org or the Salesforce. So Node.js is hitting the Salesforce correctly and bringing the data. So now the another step that we want to see, whenever from the browser I hit this slash, it should go to the, it query some data from the account object and bring the data and will show the data on the screen. So what we're gonna do is the connection we have another method called query, and I'm gonna say select ID and name from account. This is the journal SQL query we write, the basic query, and I'll say once this query done, another callback will come like it was coming with for the login method, and it will bring the error or the result. And here we're gonna say if error response dot send the error on the screen, otherwise we'll say we can console the result as well. We can say console.log total records. This object will bring us two properties like total size and the records. So we can say result dot total size. We can print the total size of the records that are coming from the Salesforce, and we can say response.json. We know it comes in the form of JSON, so instead of send response.send, I'll just comment this line and I'll say just send the JSON data on the screen, and the data will be under result.records. So now we have written our first SQL query in Node.js under our first API, that is get method. And once it's successful, it prints the total size of the records in the console, and it shows the result records on the browser. So let's stop our server and run it again. So it hits the user ID and org ID is coming back. It means connection established successfully. Let's go back to our page and refresh it. And now you can see it brings the data back, and it's giving us the ID and the name of the account. Likewise, another ID, another name. So if I go back to console, and it should print the total number of records. So total records are 12. So it's bringing the data. So we successfully able to connect and fetch the data from Salesforce. So I'll repeat it quickly again what we have done till now. So we created the Express server. After Express server, we created the .env file so that we can store our credential in the .env file secretly. And after that, we install the JS4 server or include the JS4 server in the JS4 module in the project. And then first we connect to a URL. Then we initialize the login method. And once the login successful, we were printing the user ID and the org ID. Under our Express API, that is get method, we are hitting a query that is bringing the data from Salesforce using SQL queries internally. So select ID name from account, and once the result is available, we are showing the result on the records. So this is how you connect Salesforce with Node.js. It's pretty easy. There are many things you can do with that, and if you want to explore more about what all the functionality are available, you can go to the JSForce github.io. Here you can get all the APIs that are available to integrate or use with Node.js. And I'll go back to our slides and just make sure we covered everything. So project setup done, Express server done, create the first API in Express, we load the variable from .env file, generate the security token successfully, Salesforce connection using JSForce, SQL query to fetch the data, that is the account data that we fetch, and show the data on the screen. So I hope you like this video or it's helpful for you guys, those who are more interested in Node.js connection. And if you guys have any doubt or any issue, you just ask me in the comment, and I'll share the link that I showed you in the video's description, and I'll share the code as well. Have a great day. Thanks, guys.